Hello, welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to keep our ship from flying off the screen. So, remember last time, let's go ahead and press play on our game. And there's a missing parenthesis somewhere. Okay, try that again. You'll notice as I press the left arrow key, it goes off the screen. As I press the right arrow key, it goes off the screen. So that's a bit of an issue. How are we going to fix that? Well, in order to fix that, we need to probably take a look at a bit of an image first. So pretend this box is the screen of our game. Now what they don't tell you is that your game is exactly 640 by 480 pixels. The lower left-hand corner of your screen is the point 00, so it's the origin as you'd expect. The far right-hand side then is 640, 0. And from bottom to top, it's 480 pixels, so it is 0, 480. And so if we got our ship is 640 pixels by 640 pixels, or rather the box that the ship lives in. Because when we've created our ship, we created it exactly 64 by 64. And when we're moving our ship around, we move our ship around by its lower left-hand corner. So what means we're going to push the ship all the way until the ship reaches the end of the screen. So we want this edge to stop at 640 pixels. Well, there's a bit of an issue because the lower left-hand corner has to stop before the lower left-hand corner reaches the edge of the screen, because that'd push the whole image off of the screen. So that means we really need to stop 64 pixels back from the edge. So 640 minus 64 should be 576. Check my math on that one. So I think this lower left-hand corner should be at 576. And as we shift our ship up to the top, kind of same situation. It's 64 by 64, which means we want to stop 64 pixels. Because remember, it's the lower left-hand corner we're controlling. We want to stop the lower left-hand corner 64 pixels before it ever gets to the top of the screen. So 480 minus 64 should be 416 pixels. So we want to stop right here at 416. Now you also want your ship not to be able to go off the screen to the left of 0, so into negative numbers, or below 0 this direction to the negative numbers. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's go back to our test program and let's take a look at each one of these commands right here. So what we're saying is, hey, if we press the right arrow key, whoa, that was a little bit fast. If we press the right arrow key, what do we want it to do? So if we're pressing the right arrow key, we want it to move to the right 5 pixels. But wait, we don't always want it to move to the right 5 pixels. We want it to stop before it reaches the edge of the screen. So we need to actually check two things with this if statement. We need to check if the right arrow key is pressed, and x is less than 576 pixels. Because remember, that's our lower left-hand corner needs to stop at 576. Alright, if we're pressing the left arrow key, we want to subtract 5 from the x values, meaning we want to move to the left 5 pixels. But wait a minute again. We don't want it to go any further than 0 to the left. So we need to say, and x is less than 0. Oops, that would be bad. And x is greater than 0. So it's going to check two things. It's going to say, hey, are you pressing the left arrow key? Great, okay, good. Oh, is x also bigger than 0? If x isn't bigger than 0, it's just going to skip this if statement completely because it's going to be false. So quick review again, and means that both statements must be true in order to run the code below it. So pressing right arrow key and less than 576. Okay, then you can add 5 to the x. Pressing the left arrow key and x is greater than 0. Okay, great. That means we can move 5 to the left. Pressing the up arrow key and y is less than 416. Then we can add 5 to the y values. Pressing the down arrow key and y is greater than 0. Then we can go ahead and subtract 5 from the y values. Alright, let's go ahead and press play. Now if all is done well, our ship should stop at the top, which it does. It doesn't really look like it, but if you remember, our ship image is a box, and the tip of the ship, as I drew it, didn't actually reach the tip of the box. So we could fix that by making it a little bit further up so it looks like the ship stops at the edge. Maybe we'll fix that here in a second. Now if we press the right arrow key, something weird's going to happen. You might expect the tip of the ship, which does reach the edge of the box, to actually stop, but it doesn't. It actually goes a little bit further off the screen. There's a way to fix that. It's going to complicate the program a little bit. And if you remember, again, the whole point of using the game program isn't to learn the game program so much as it is to have fun while learning programming concepts. So we're going to skip that for now. There are ways to fix it, and I totally encourage you to do some YouTube searches, libGDX, how to keep pixels or sprites from going off the edge of the screen, and you'll find some solutions on there for sure. Okay, also notice it does work for the bottom. Our thrusters don't quite reach the bottom of the screen, so that's fine, and it shouldn't go any further past the edge of the screen to the left. So that's it for this video. That's how you keep the ship from moving off the screen, top, bottom, left, and right. I look forward to seeing you next video, where we are going to take a look at starting to create some boundaries around our ship, and then eventually starting to look at how to create some collision objects. So that's it for now. Look forward to seeing you next class.